Hi, everybody. Today is sort of a little discussion, right? And hopefully I'm going to come to a conclusion at the end of it. All right. I've just been witnessing a lot. I think it's always been around, but all of a sudden I'm witnessing it of certain people and situations in my life where they say they're going to do something and then they don't, or they say they're going to show up and then they don't. And so the question is, if I, why am I investing in something on any level, right? Emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, on in people or in situations that don't really like they get my hopes up and then it just sort of disappears, right? And sometimes we have certain people like that in our lives, and we continue to entertain it and putting ourselves in this position of, oh, I hope and I desire, and then, maybe like subconsciously you already know it's not going to happen. And I think the real question is, what commitments do I make to myself that I don't keep? Because if I surround myself with this energy of, somebody saying they're going to do something and then not doing it, and then I get disappointed, or I get into the blame game, or I get into I'm a victim of circumstance because somebody said they're going to do something and then they didn't do it. Like, what am I getting out of it? What am I getting out of it? Right? Um, do I, uh, allow sort of this behavior, this energy, and then I, I, I also participate in that energy, right? So it's just, these are just questions. This is what's going on. So I don't know. I just felt like doing a video. And the thing, I think, really what it comes down to for me today, in this moment, is what commitments have I tried? What promises or what actions or what energy do I tell myself? It's like, well, I'm going to take better care of my health. I'm going to take better care of myself, like emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, da da da. And then I don't show up for it. And then I don't show up for it. And how can I show up for it? Do I need to surround myself more with people who do what they say they're going to do, right? And let the other ones just sort of fade, right? What's the action? What's the attitude? What's the perspective? These are just questions. I'm just putting it out. I'm just putting it out. So this is something that I'm chewing on. And, what commitments have I made to myself, or would I like to make to myself, that I can show up for and take care of myself, right? How can I take care of myself? So at the end of the day, since the fire, I keep on coming back to the same question, which is this, how can I love myself more? And is this my highest good and highest healing? Is this for my highest good and highest healing to have an attachment to someone or something that's not reliable, that's not uh, solid, so to speak? And the other question is, it's going to be a lot today, is, if you have somebody in your life or a situation where, if if you know that they're selfish, if you know that they're unreliable, why do I suddenly expect them to, to change their stripes? You know, but people don't change your stripes so easily, right? The only stripes or spots or, other pattern, because I love patterns. Uh, let's say I'm striped, and I want to become polka dot. How can I achieve that, right? Am I committed to becoming a polka dotted person? And how do I go about doing that? Because if I continue to surround myself with people and situations that are untenable, then why? Then how am I going to become? How am I going to commit to myself? How can I commit to myself, to my own self benefit, without um, putting myself in a position where I rely on things that are not, it's almost like building a house on quicksand or something. It's like, you have the house, so to speak, that you walk around with on your back or whatever it is. And it's like, where's the solid ground? Where's the solid ground? And is the answer hanging around with people who do what they say they're going to do, right? Is that part of the solution? And how can I become, for myself, that solid foundation to put the house on, as opposed to relying on another piece of land, so to speak? So these are just questions, like, it's just questions. And, something I'm going to chew on for a while. And I guess I'm inviting you to chew on. And at the end of the day, how can I love myself more? Is this my highest good, my highest healing? Those are the real questions. In any case, so philosophical Jeffrey. All right, I'm going to get on with my day. And I do have one friend who's going to call me today. I'm relying on calling me, because they're very reliable. And even if they call and say, "Oh, I can't make it today," that's fine, because they called. And instead of like just leaving you, "Oh, I'll call you back. I'll call you back. I'll call you back," I'm not going to rely on, "I'll call you back. I'll call you back. I'll call you back." What I rely on is my own strength, my own will, my own commitment to myself. Quite interesting. Quite interesting to see that there was just a lot of that recently. And it was like, it just became really clear. Anyway, that is my little talk of the day. I don't know if it's a message, but it's a talk. So blessings. And I'll get back to Tarot Tuesdays hopefully this week. I've committed to myself to do it, but not in a definite schedule. I mean, the last Tarot Tuesday I did on Wednesday. So, but I'm committing to doing the deck. All right. Blessings. See you soon. Bye.